What's up everyone, it's Scher talking, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we'll be talking about some new announcements for months in SaGa Universe. First of all, we have a new banner, yes indeed, and this one is coming unexpected and out of order. The banner is called SaGa Gods, and we have 3 different gods from the lore here. We can get the bird version of Apollo, Goddess, and the latest version of Creator. Goddess gets a future style in JP, but Apollo and Creator have their latest style now. I'll be talking about these characters because we got the information about their buffs, but before we do that, let's just talk about the other stuff. We have Cave of Holy Stones rerun, and it's dropping even on the new events, so it's pretty nice to get some Holy Stones if you are missing out. And there's also a community stream scheduled for 2 days from now, and I wonder what they're gonna do because they are announcing the banner beforehand, so maybe we'll get another banner yet. Who knows? We are pretty far from JP. I think that they are doing this to reach closer. That's why we're not getting so many rerun banners. So now I'll go and check the new characters information. So here we are on Reddit page, and we're looking on a post by Hands4A3 where we have the preview of the characters. Thanks so much for posting this. It helps us compare to the JP release and if it's just a good buff or a bad buff. In this case, it's good. It was made so that the character has some more potential. Curator, for example, got the biggest buffs. We need to talk about this character. It uses martial arts weapon, but it actually only depends on intelligence. We have a very high agility now, 105%. This is actually the highest agility for an age we have, and then intelligence is 110% with focus on 2 things, so this character can actually evade with ease, and if you are using an evasion strategy there are multiple enemies, Creator may be a good help. Well, we have above average will, but the endurance is kind of bad. His love and charisma are a little above the average at least. The passive number 1 is something that happens with all versions of Creator. He has a chance to follow up with a chase, and there is 37% chance that he do so when he attacks, and he would chase with an attack called Holy Wrath. That's the power and lightning and sun, and then when he uses Holy Wrath he has a chance to follow up again with Fiat Lux. So this relies on RNG, but you can still forget about the chase things if you like Creator setup because he has more to offer. Like passive number 2 gives him power charge 3, that is plus 3 BP on start, but also it covers 1 BP when he attacks. This is exclusive to global, so pretty nice because it fixes one of his rotations. Then we have Fire Up 6 for 30% increase in damage. It's the only damage passive. Well, skill number 1 is a 3 BP E-Power AoE attack with heat and lightning. The combination is pretty unique and nice. This is the same as one as Dora, but they added something in global. Now you have a small chance to debuff love when you hit, and guys, this is the first time ever we have something like this. Not even JP has a love debuff, and I don't know where you can actually use this. Depending on the future, maybe they can release an event where a boss heals so much every turn that you need to decrease the love to decrease the healing. But the only thing I can see right now was Tukwai event, where Tukwai has a chance to heal. It's not even a guarantee, and you could just out damage. So unless they release a boss that heals very large amounts of HP, you will not need this. But well, maybe in the future we see something. Remember that the last Ludwig fight needed buff break? You could still do it without it, but it kinda was designed around it. Maybe we'll see something similar in the future. Then skill number 2 is a 5 BP AoE attack with Pierce and Heat, another very interesting combination, and it now has a chance to confuse, so that makes Creator a confusion specialist because his passive style has an attack called Repent. Repent is good now because you have Power Charge 3, allowing you to use Repent on turn 1, but then after that you can still inflict confusion, and then it will cost you only 5 so that you don't need to wait till you get 13. So that's how they fix it this cycle. So turn 1 Repent, and then turn 3 you can inflict confusion again. You can keep inflicting confusion. It's not like Petrify that it just needs the enemy to cleanse before it can apply again. So that's exactly interesting. But there's another attacks that have confusion with 5 VP, or illusion already has access to them, so it's not exactly exclusive, but it's a very nice attack. Then the last one is Fiat Lux, the same from his first style, and it has a chance to inflict medium, doing Lightning and sun damage. The thing is, this is actually not as strong as before. B power and 11 BP cost is kind of too much. I hope that they will amplify the attack in the future to make it much stronger. So if you have his passive style, the top hat one, using Repent on turn 1 and then eventually just leading to many cycles of confusion makes sense, but this character is not exactly a primer farmer. He's mostly strong in tower and maybe in future challenges where you need confusion. Then the next one is Goddess, and she got a buff to her intelligence, reaching now 112%. She has very high will, but average agility and endurance is also not so good. This character is a support damage dealer. The first passive gives her a 25% chance to recover HP by large effect. That should be 1.2k because of her love and charisma, and also cleanses all ailments and debuffs she receives. But 25% is not reliable, but it's a way to not need to heal the healer. Then the second one, when she gets a turn, she gets a morale up and a guard up medium. That lasts for 1 turn and also recovers 1 BP. So you see that there are actually 2 effects here. 25% increase in damage, 25% decrease in the damage received, and also 1 BP. This 1 BP is amazing because it allows her to do a very good cycle. And then for up 6, that means 30% increase in damage. The cycle is using skill number 2, Masamune Plus. This one here is a B damage attack that is exactly pretty close to a slash and hit single target. So you can use this whatever you want because she gets 1 BP back here when use of ability number 2. So damage is cool, and you also have a nuke attack with 10 BP triple S. Maybe you save this for overdrive only. But the selling point of this character is also skill number 1. For 1 BP and 4 LP, you can only use this once, but it has a very low cost, meaning that you can use it anytime. It has a fast property. There's no damage, I guess this is a mistake, but it recovers all surviving allies and revives too. So cleansing all status ailments too. For 1 BP, you will cover anyone from 0 to max and cleanse all status. This competes with Alkaiser. Alkaiser has something similar. It's not fast, but instead of cleansing, he gives guard up. And I said in his review that sometimes that may be better because when you revive someone, it comes unprotected, loses all buffs, so giving guard up may allow them to survive better. Here we are getting a cleanse and also with the fast, so it goes before the enemy attack. But Alkaiser is also pretty fast, he also goes before the enemy, so I don't know. Depending on the situations, one will be better than the another, but it's good to have both, or at least one, for the future when we have events where you have to choose just martial arts units. Then you see a lot of damage and a lot of support with a very unique character. We'll get another style of her in the future that only adds more. Then there is Apollo, got a buff to his intelligence and will, and these buffs are very nice because this character is all about intelligence and will. Agility is not bad and endurance is also a little bigger than the other characters. Passive number 1, he gets a 15% increase in his intelligence and also 30% decrease in damage with his defense enhancement. This is the same thing we got with Barthélemy, and I use Barthélemy all the time because he buffs and just decreases the damage that he receives. He can survive long fights, and it's a nuker. Then the second passive gives him intelligence and will. And guys, this is just like the recent character Iskandar. On total, it's 30% intelligence buff every turn, and also 15% buff to will every turn, meaning that in boss fights that uses magical attacks, you just get stronger and more defensive as time goes, and this character can do good damage, so it's very nice. And there's Fired Up 6, meaning that you get 30% increase in damage, and it's the only damage pass is something that matches all the characters from this banner. It does have a 4 BP attack that it's D power, blunt and heat, so AoE, sheep AoE. And a 4 EP attack that also does B damage in this case and recovers HP, so you can get this a 1.2 thousand healing, and it will also give you guard up for 3 turns. So if you need to heal and you don't want to use a healer, you can just use 4 BP. It's not costly. Heal yourself, give you guard up, so it's very nice. Then a third attack is 8 BP for double S power slash and heat. So what we have here is a sheep AoE, an attack that has good damage but heals and gives guard up, and a double S nuke with slash and hit. Actually, I much prefer to use an attack that you get from Inheritance, and that one is the same as this one, Masamune Plus. Because it's 4 BP, very close to 8 power, you can kinda use this many times in a row. So you can actually just save this attack for an overdrive or something. So constant damage, just gets stronger within time, and takes very low damage from magical attacks, and usually don't get debuffed or inflicted with status ailments. So this Apollo is actually pretty popular on JP, and now with a little buffs here, he will just be better. But it depends on if you really need this character. Having the first one makes this much better because you also get an AoE paralyze, and getting so much intelligence will allow him to be the best paralyzer for AoE. We do have Alliance Seed, but Alliance Seed is more geared towards single target or random chances with her second skill. With that said, this is the end. I'll be making a full review of these characters in tomorrow, so please stay tuned, and we'll talk more about them comparing to other releases. And we will summon for these characters just by knowing what they have to offer. Please say here in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye.